Good day, everyone. I welcome you all to the first episode of Chemistry Simplified for WAEC and JAMB examination. And like what I said, our first topics will also be standard separation techniques, but there is need for me to explain what chemistry entails before moving to standard separation techniques. I believe I'm going to be doing some other topics before even going into those ones, because I feel like there's need for you to understand the base of chemistry. So I might be touching elements, compounds, atom, molecule, mixtures before we finally start the standard separating techniques. So officially, you are welcome to Chemistry Simplified for WAEC and JAMB student. If you're a WAEC student, a JAMB student, or if you are saying I want to understand chemistry concept, this particular YouTube channel is for you. So the first that will come to your mind is, let me introduce what chemistry is. What is chemistry? We always say chemistry is a branch of what? Of pure science. Like I will always tell my students, if you define chemistry as a branch of science, I will tell you don't know what you are doing, because chemistry is actually a branch of what? Of pure science. The other branches include, we have physics and what? Biology. But the major one I will always tell my students is what? Is chemistry. You can take that to court, and I'm always doing you, because I'm a chemistry tutor. So chemistry, physics, and biology. These are the three main branches of pure science. Someone will ask me, sir, what about mathematics? Please, it's not considered as a branch of pure science. It's a science, but it's not a branch of pure science. These are the three major branches of what? Of pure science. So what is chemistry? Chemistry actually talk about, let me start with physics. Physics actually talk about matter and energy, physical part of matter and what? And energy. Biology actually talk about life. While chemistry talks about the synthesis, the forces, the composition, and the structure of what? Of matter. So it talks about how matter is being formed, the forces that is holding this board together, because this board is a matter. What is the composition of this board? What does this board even contains? What does this my marker contain? The phone you are holding now, what is the composition of that phone? What is the structure of your phone? What are the forces that are holding the screen guide, the battery, the memory card, the SIM card, the pouch to the phone? What are those forces? And how was the phone formed? So the branch of science that studied that is called what? Chemistry. So that is just the simplest definition of what? Of chemistry. Chemistry wants to know everything that is there. The synthesis, how was it formed? What is the force? What are those forces that hold that particular thing together? What is the composition? What is the structure of that matter? So that is what chemistry is actually what all about. And like what we already know, matter can be classified into three. As a chemist, we say solid, liquid, and what? And gas. But we have other states of matter. We have up to we have 5 standard states of matter, which is plasma and Bose-Einstein colors. But we have more than 25 states of matter that we don't need to go into those areas now. So what is the chemistry in our life today? Most of us, we think that chemistry is something that is abstract. Yes, you're actually correct. But there are a lot of chemistry reaction or chemical reaction that occur in our life every day. For example, rotting leaf. The rotting of leaf, the rusting of iron. You drop an iron in one place, after like 10 to 20 days, if you go back to that particular iron, is rusting. The burning of firewood, even your cooking gas, those are chemistry that occur. The production of soap. Why is that? If you put soap or detergent, any of them in water, stir it to start foaming. Why? And there are some soap that you will put in water, if you shake it for a very long time, it will not see foam. Why? That is the chemistry that actually occur in our life. And as a scientist, there's this thing I will always say, you must obey that which we call OHFS, which leads us to the scientific method. The O stands for what? Observation. So as a scientist, you must observe. First of all, you observe my YouTube channel. What is Gido Academy even doing? That is observation. What is it doing? Then the next thing, you move to what? To hypothesis. After you have observed, you enter the next step, which is hypothesis. Is he teaching chemistry? Is he a physics tutor? Is he teaching biology? Is it a news channel? Is it an old channel? Is it a channel where you go to he crack jokes for us? So those are your hypotheses. You are already hypothesis is more of a tentative prediction. You are predicting. Then from there, we go to the next one, which is E, experiment. Let me even check his YouTube channel. Then you checked. You realize that Sir Gideon is actually what? Teaching chemistry. That will lead us to what? To theory. You write it out. Sir Gido Academy is a chemistry tutor. That's it, your theory. Then you now say, no, let me even check other videos. You know, which is what? Your further experiments. Then after checking other videos, you realize that he don't just teach chemistry. He's into educational advice. He's into post-UTME update. He's into the academic work generally. Then that will now lead us to the last one, which is what? S. That's the scientific what? Scientific law. And your scientific law will be, whenever you see Gido Academy, subscribe to his YouTube channel because he's into everything relating to WAEC, JAMB, and how to get admission successfully. Even after being admitted, he's also there to guide you. So that is what Gido Academy is known for. So as a scientist, learn to observe. You move to the next thing as a tentative guess, which is hypothesis. Then you move to the next, which is experiment, theory, further experiment, and the last one is what? Scientific law. What are the uses of chemistry in our life today? I will mention few. Let me just mention three. Number one, medicine. We take drugs, right? Without chemistry, there is no drug. There is no drugs. There is no drugs. Please, apart from, okay, I will still move to the branches of chemistry. There is no drugs. Then the next one we talked about, which is fertilization, fertilizers. Those days, we have 2 years cassava. Like if you go to your cassava farm, if you plant them, it take you 2 years for it to harvest. But currently now, we even have cassava we can plant for 6 months. We even have the one we can plant for 1 month because of the help of what? Of fertilizers. If you during Christmas period, you realize that there are is it layers or well as how they call, you will just keep them for 3 months and they are ready for sale. So what happened? All is related to what? To fertilization. So chemistry is very broad. It's very, very broad. Then another one again. Let me I will link the uses to importance as well. Uses are important. It will lead to employment. You can be a teacher, you can work as a lab scientist, analyzing drugs, analyzing anything. You can work in the petroleum industry. A chemist is needed there. That is why, as a scientist, if you want to study engineering, you want to study medicine and surgery, there's no science course you will study. There is no science course you will study without chemistry. I believe so. There is absolutely no science course you can study without chemistry. That's why chemistry actually cut across a lot of branches. But there are 3 main branches of chemistry, which is let me give you all the branches. CO-BIPAG. These are all the major branches of chemistry. These are the major branches, all the branches of chemistry, the major ones. Let me use that. But generally, they will only give you 3 rather. We have physical chemistry, organic chemistry, and inorganic what? Chemistry. So there are the 3 that most persons will give to you, but I'm going to give you all these ones. We have cosmochemistry, we have environmental chemistry, we have organic chemistry, we have biochemistry, analytical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry, I don't know if I mentioned analytical or astrochemistry, then geochemistry. So these are the branches of what? Of chemistry. But in most cases, they'll give you this 3, which is physical, organic, and what? Inorganic. In case if you don't get this, take the video backward so that you can understand what this CO-BIPAG simply means as the branches of what? Of chemistry. So chemistry is very, very useful, very useful. Like what I said earlier, there is no branch of science you are going to study without chemistry. Biology needs chemistry. There are some topics in biology that without chemistry understanding, you will not be able to do them. There are some topics in physics, like we have electrolysis in physics and electrolysis in chemistry. So they are actually interrelated. That's why we call them branches of what? Of pure science. They are twins. None of them is superior to the other. So you need biology for you to live. You need physics for you to be able to understand energy and matter. And you need chemistry for you to be able to survive in the world. because chemistry is the bedrock of industrialization. That's what I will always tell people. It's the bedrock of industrialization. And if I say that truly want to survive in the world, there is absolutely nothing to worry about as long as you are good in chemistry. Then the next one we are going to talk about is the adverse effect of chemistry. The adverse effect of chemistry, we have pollution, which is something you know already, drug abuse, which is something you know already, and corrosion. So the other name for corrosion is what? Is rusting. So please take note. Whenever you hear the word corrosion, your mind should always go to rusting. These are the adverse effects of what? Of chemistry. What are the careers in chemistry? If you are a chemist, if you study chemistry, you can, someone that study chemistry, please, is called a chemist. Like myself now, I study chemistry, so I am a chemist. So as a chemist, you can be a tutor, which is a teacher, in the high institution, in the secondary schools. You can be a teacher. Let me just use that. Then apart from that, you can work in any lab at all. Most of the lab, let me not use any lab. You can work in most of the lab, most of the lab, most of the lab. And apart from that, you can also work in the petroleum industry, where they are producing petrol, refineries and all that. Because as a chemist, you are needed there. You are needed to test drugs. You are needed for almost all the industry in the world, almost all. In terms of soap production, food processing, just mention it, you are there. So please, go to my comment section now, tell me where you can work as a chemist, so that I will know that you actually follow what I'm doing. So please, this is actually everything about the introduction of chemistry. Remember, our goal is to simplify chemistry for WAEC students and JAMB students. If you enjoy what I do, why not smash the subscribe button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. But for now, goodbye.